I'm going to try my best to do a quick video on the basic needs for starting out with Bible journaling. My first introduction to Bible journaling is I saw a Facebook ad and it invited us to go to a class at a local scrapbook shop, which was a strange thing for me. I didn't know what to expect. I kind of gathered that I needed to bring a Bible. And so I took this Bible. I didn't know any better. I'd never heard of Bible journaling. And they had done this lesson. They were doing a series of I Am throughout the year. And I walked in on the I Am Enough day, and they were Mod Podging serviettes into their Bibles and doing a silhouette. And so that day was very strange for me. It was very weird for me. I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea what this was about. So today, it's a year and a few months later, and so I want to show you that to Bible journal, really you need a Bible. It can be any Bible. A journaling Bible is easier because it has a wide margin. I'll show you that now. And it is about journaling. So for me, the words was I am enough. And so since I'd gotten, I actually have 3 of these Bibles at the moment. This one's pretty chunky and full. This one is for my daughter Ruth. I have decided to make a Bible for each of my daughters. And it is in the color scheme that they like, and has some personal messages to them. This one Ruth and I actually covered together following a video by Lindsay Lanning, who goes by Lindsay Decor on YouTube and Instagram. Also from her I learned how to do the inside page with some library type cards where I just marked each of the entries I did so that I could go back and see my journey from the beginning to the end. And so you'll see that after this first entry that I did, I went to go buy this Bible. I had turned 40, so gotten everybody who asked what they could give, I said anything to do with art. So my first entry then in this Bible was on the 3rd of June, and it was a very simple entry. I used some alpha stamps and a black pen and a stencil, a sun stencil, and I just put some color on the page, a color wash on the page, and that was that. So I think what I need you to see is that you don't need much. Is this my favorite entry in the world? No. Does it give me insight into how far I've come and the time that I've spent with the Lord? Yes, definitely. And so it's important for me, and it's special for me because I get to remember that journey, come back to my first love, which is God. So this Bible has been through a bit. So this is a New King James Version Bible in a journal edition by Thomas Nelson. They can be found at Qum. They have various translations. P&A also has some. There are some with pictures already pre-printed in the sides, which then you can color. Adult coloring has become quite a thing. And so there are very many options that you can do and you can follow when doing this. I like this little card by Illustrated Faith that gives you 7 steps of Bible journaling. which number 1 obviously is spending time with God. Number 2, to pray about it. 3, to write it down. Write down what God is telling you. You want to remember what God is telling you in your journaling. Number 4 is draw it. Now this can be draw it, it can be stamp it, it can be sticker it, it can be stencil it, it can be highlight it, whatever it is that speaks to you about that piece. Number 5 is to date it. Like I said, this is, I think, the most important part, is because I could see the journey that God has taken me on in the 3 years that I've done this. Number 6 is to tab it. I'm an accountant, so I just used normal file tabs in this first Bible. My second and third Bible, I've gone on to experimenting with tabs, but I still tab it. And then number 7, which I love, is forget the rules. Nobody can tell you that yours is right, yours is wrong, yours is bleeding through, it's an issue. No one can tell you that. The important part of this is spending time with God. So I've gathered a few of my go-to supplies, I suppose. The first, obviously, is a decent pen. You would want a decent pen. Normal pens, when mixed with water, will react, will run. So I would invest in a pen. The Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens are great. They are really a good quality pen, and they don't bleed through. You also get them in brush tips, which makes lettering easier, and it's beautiful lettering. The Pigma Micron pens, also great. They don't bleed through, and you get them in various tip sizes. You'd want a thinner tip if you want to do a lot of writing. If you want to do a bold statement, obviously a thicker nib would be in order. My next, obviously, is a date stamp. I've just gotten an accountant type date stamp from my local stationery shop. The next would be a good ink, if you want to use stamps. The StazOn is a good ink. The Versamark Onyx Black ink is also a very crisp stamping ink, and both of those, although they bleed through very heavily, are permanent and they do not bleed with water. So if you wanted to do watercolors in your Bible, or color in a stamp with some watercolors, this would be a good ink, because it doesn't move, but you need to remember that it bleeds through. Also, then a good acrylic block, mine you can see has been through the wringer. I need to clean it. If we're going to talk gesso, this is such a controversial issue, and I don't always know how to answer this question. For me, I like the Dina Wakley Media Clear Gesso because it works for me. I like the grit it leaves on the page. It's not very sandy or chalky. I like this one. A lot of people go with the Art Basics one, which also is great from what I understand. I haven't personally tried it. I have tried some other alternatives to gesso, like Mod Podge, the satin Mod Podge. Let me just reach for that. Or the matte Mod Podge. I've used this, and actually all of my first entries until I found the courage to invest in a product, which this lasts very long, and the knowledge, obviously. This seals the page just fine. All of these were done with just normal matte Mod Podge. The thing with that is that it does become quite sticky after a while. It is a glue, and adhesive, so it is going to be sticky after a while. So you'd want to just keep an eye out for that. But like I said, it reacts fine with all of the other things, stickers, inks, etc. So there's no need to worry about that. It's just, like I said, there is definitely a somewhat stickiness on this. I actually don't remember exactly when I started using the clear gesso. There are clear gessos available in South Africa quite readily. Like I said, I've tried it. I use it in my art journal. For my Bible, I prefer this one. This one has a bit of a grit, so it does leave a chalky finish. And it does dull the words just slightly, but I would still invest in this one. Watercolors don't bleed through, most, especially your more expensive ones. Normal Kokies are gonna bleed through. Watercolor pencils shouldn't bleed through, depending on what your style's going to be. And then also you can use washi to decorate. You can use, like I said, alpha stickers, alpha stamps, and all of those kinds of things. So I've used stickers. I've made my own stickers. Actually, let me see if I can find one of those pages by just printing out on regular copy paper, just printing out what I want and cutting it out and outlining it, and there you go, a page. So there's a lot that you can do. We have some very talented local artists who make some very good products that you can download or buy at their shops. You can watch their videos. Always fun. Most of us got some scrapbook things left over from years gone by, right? So yeah, use what you have and have fun doing it. Very beginning stages. All of these ones that stick together is because I put bookmarks there to hold the spot, and it kind of rubbed off the adhesive, so I just need to go over it with powder to take the stickiness away. Just fun. Have fun. Enjoy it. Oh, that would be my other supply that you would need to protect your page when you're working on the other one. Or to protect your Bible, I recommend buying just transparency sheets. They are available at most stationery shop, and you would put this in here and work on this page so that it doesn't splatter or paint or spill over onto your other pages. That's that. If you do want to invest in some kits, there are some kits available. Illustrated Faith does sell theirs. They're an American company, as do Buy the Well for God. There are some other ones that you can buy on the Print and Pray shop, which then you would print out and use in your Bible, which is great. And then some, like I said, look at some YouTube videos, follow some ideas. Yeah, I think that's that for this quick tutorial on where to start. you'll have some favorite pages and some not so favorite pages depending on where you are. They say as a tip to never do your favorite verse first. So to always leave your favorite verse for when you've had some practice. These are some song lyrics that I just printed out and did a little tipping type thing. Used a photo with some private journaling. Tried hand lettering. I've even taken my Bible to hospital with me and played around in hospital. You can obviously trace also. Page on the blessing of my children. Thankfulness for this Bible. Tried a straw painting technique. Learned to do some simple flowers online. Drew this cup from an inspiration on Instagram. Some dandelions with toilet rolls. Just have fun. Don't know if you can see it clearly, but here you'll see where I used a gesso that is supposed to be clear but isn't, and it faded the words a bit. Still one of my favorite pages just because of what I remember from it. So the idea is not to compare yourself to others, but to really spend time with God. To be in His presence. To enjoy your time. Use the pages in the front and the back of your Bible to test out whether or not an item will bleed through or not. So yeah, I think you saw me in the beginning of this one where I had used foils and ink with gesso, without gesso, to see if it bleeds through. In the back also, I know that there are a few. And then I put some prayers in here and a letter for my daughter. So that's that one. And I hope that gives you a general idea of where to start. Thank you for watching. Bye.